Oh, time to spread some holiday cheer, especially into the world of mortgages and buying and selling real estate here in San Diego. Big Daddy fired up this morning. Bryan Garrity, our real estate expert and our mortgage expert, joins us once again here this morning on San Diego Living. How are you? Or should I ask?
No, I'm Scrooge. I'm Scrooge.
You're a Scrooge.
Yes, I'm not having it. The banks are misbehaving, and I feel bad that I was giving them some credit, like that things were getting better.
I was surprised. You were being very nice to the banks, and I thought, ooh, he's turned over a new leaf. Things must be going extremely well. They even suckered you in, you're saying.
Yes, and that's a hard thing to have happen. But I'm totally, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. There's people that are out there that are still suffering. I don't care if it's 20%, 5%, 10%. Get away from the numbers, and we need to get to the people who need help. And what's happening, that I was sharing a little bit with you about it, the banks entered into a settlement with the Department of Justice because of all the mishandling of the foreclosures in the early years of this crisis. So the big five banks were B of A, Citi, Chase, GMAC, and why is one escaping? Oh, and Citibank. So those five lenders have now, in the middle of short sales, actually service transferred the loan.
So they, what do they sell the loan basically to somebody else? And
so it's crap. It's crap. So they've taken, you have an approved short sale. I just had it, approved short sale with Bank of America. In the middle of the short sale, all of a sudden now they get a letter saying, sorry, effective November 1st, this short sale is going to transfer. All bets are off. The extra money that we were getting the people, like in this case it was $18,000, then the short sale falls apart because it has to go to the new servicer. You might have to start over. So you have these poor people that are suffering. Did banks care? No, absolutely not. They'll just squash on these people like it's
gets the bank out from under everything. Somebody else picks up the loan.
They're figuring out how to circumvent the system. It's like these huge monstrosity companies that should be looking at these people that are suffering are figuring out ways to circumvent it.
So what do you
totally riles me up.
If folks find themselves in that situation, your short sale's been approved, and all of a sudden you get a letter saying, hey, we're no longer your bank, you know, XYZ is taking care of you now.
Number one, watch out for the foreclosure predators that are out there. Don't let anybody come to you and try to take money. People are using this new set of facts as a scam to get people to go ahead and sign up for their services. What I do is I figure out the best that we can. That Bank of America one that I'm talking about, luckily we had a cash buyer. So we pulled the parachute on it and said, sorry, we accelerated the closing, which was 27 days away, in 3 days, and got it closed. The bank tried to say, no, you can't do it. We're service transferring. And I went through every piece of paperwork that they had sent us. Everything said effective November 1st. There was nothing that said anything before that. And so we got it done. But you need to have somebody that knows what they're doing.
And folks, this is why you contact Bryan. And this is, again, a very complicated situation. It might not apply to that large a segment of our audience, but if you're buying or selling real estate of any kind, maybe just you've got a great property you have equity in, you're ready to sell, and it's a regular sale. That's the kind of expertise you want to have on your side. And your legal background as well really helps with all this.
I appreciate it. And I want to be able to come back and say, look, they're fixing it, things are getting better. But no. And Mortgage Debt Forgiveness Act, I'm not a CPA, not an accountant. Fiscal cliff's a mess, but they have not extended that.
Now, let me just briefly explain to folks what that is. You do a short sale, the bank forgives, let's say, $100,000, and you walk away at that point. But if this Mortgage Forgiveness Act is not extended, that $100,000 they forgive then it gets reported as taxable income. So you owe taxes on that $100,000.
It's absurd.
That you didn't have in the first place.
Right. You can't make your $2,800 mortgage payment, but now you've got a $48,000 tax bill. There's just no sense in any of this. And consumer advocacy is there but missing. And there's more things that are happening. One last thing. There was a lawsuit very quickly. You used to have a protection if your original loans were purchase money. So you bought the house, you didn't refinance, you didn't ever touch those original loans. Then you had to, for whatever reason, get foreclosed on. The bank used to not be able to touch you, the first or the second. Guess what? Banks and our friends and the lobbyists there went to the court and went through the Court of Appeals and said, no, we're sorry. That purchase money on those second liens, if they foreclose on you, the bank, the first, the seconds can now come after you. So again, one more level of protection loss.
All right,
it
folks,
is really, really frustrating.
You want to go see Bryan Garrity at the Garrity Group. Again, these are complicated, detailed things that you really need an expert on your side. But if it's just a regular transaction, he loves to do those.
Oh my God. Hallelujah.
Talk to me about the radio show quickly. It's when and where?
Radio show, Wednesdays, 1 o'clock, ESPN 1700. We're having a great time. We've got a great audience. We've got to get you on there one of these days. Spend an hour together. And it's a really, really great show.
Excuse me. All right, so Wednesdays, ESPN 1700.
ESPN 1700.
Beautiful. Bryan Garrity, the Garrity Group.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm just really frustrated today.
You need to be fired up on behalf of your clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
For more information, you go to san diego6.com, you click on San Diego Living.